where's all the rubble? Where'd it go? And I was eager that day, like, yeah, I'm glad somebody's asking that. So we have this image of before and after. The little, yellow box on the bottom corner is all that's left of the buildings. And, we've got to remember what used to be there. These huge buildings. And, they're gone. And just this little stub of a part of a building is all that's left.
I mean, looking at it logically, there's a complete disconnect.
When you're told to see something, you were told collapse, we're told pile, is a level debris field. And what kind of collapse was that? It was already determined it was a collapse, so people are told it's a collapse, so then they try to see it as a collapse.
Right.
And again, giving the conclusion before you study the problem is you never get there. You're told to look here, well, the trickery's going on over here.
Right.
And it's diverting attention. So if attention gets diverted away from something, you tend not to see it.
Okay, now the story started almost immediately, and one of the stories that came out was about how this debris had to be analyzed and was quickly whisked away to China. And I mean, this happened within a day to 2 days. You would even argue that it happened that day, right?
Right, there was nothing there. It was gone before noon if it was taken away. Let's say on a nice summer day, you go into work, you cross the street from these towers, and when you get into your office, what are you going to see? You're going to look across the street. Bankers Trust was directly across from Tower 2. And when you get into your office and to look across the street, there it is.
Yeah.
Where'd it go?
Well, where are the beams? I mean, supposedly we were sending beams off to China. That's what the report said, but there are no beams.
It's down at ground level. There's nothing there, except for just a couple of outer walls. And if you look out, this is looking out of an air-conditioned office.
Yes.
The building across the street, you're looking at an air-conditioned office, and it's still somewhat intact. It was damaged, but it was still intact. And if you look at the other direction, you see, most of Building 4 is gone.
And so now
here's what was left. And if you get down, and look from ground level here, we're going to look at that view, standing right down there in front of Tower 1. There was an ambulance that was parked there, right in front of Tower 1. The ambulance is still there. Doesn't look like it was clobbered even. And there's the outer walls, the north and south wall, maybe 6 or 8 stories worth. That is it, out of a 110-story building.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense.
This picture was approximately around midday on 9/11. How could they have sent that all to China?
Exactly, exactly. Not possible to send it all to China if there was anything to begin with. Not possible, would never happen in any kind of normal situation of devastation.